Hello and welcome everyone. On today's episode, I'm going to walk you through how I built my home flight simulator. To start off with the processor, I've got a Ryzen 5 3600 6-core processor with 16 gigs of RAM. GPU is a RTX 2060 with 6 gigs of RAM and an operating system of Windows 10. And on this machine, I'm running a couple of simulators. The first one being X-Plane, and the other one's Microsoft Flight Sim, the brand new one that came out in 2020. I much rather prefer the X-Plane over the Microsoft Flight Sim because of its capabilities, which we can review on another video. The settings are high for both and I get about 30 to 40 FPS. The price for this machine is on the screen, 900 to 1000 Canadian. Up next is the Yoke and Throttle system by Logitech, and the rudder pedals were by CH Products. I really like my rudder pedals, but the Yoke and Throttle system could use an upgrade. There are products out there that are much better. Probably will be looking into something better in the future, but for now that's what I have. The pedals were $229. The bundle for Throttle and Yoke were both $229 as well. Next, we've got my good old Samsung Galaxy Tab E tablet running the Garmin Pilot application. I use it for IFR and VFR chart reading and also tracking my aircraft's flight path. It connects really well with external applications such as X-Plane. In this case, as you can see, it's connected to X-Plane on the same network. Very easy to connect, very easy to use. I picked up this tablet for $50 used, and the Garmin Pilot is a free application, so it went really well together to use for chart reading. On screen now is my Samsung Galaxy Tab 3 paired with a PDF reader on it. I use it for checklists, so any checklists for an aircraft that I need, I pop in there and away we go. It's one of my really old tablets, so I marked it as free as it was just laying around doing nothing. For my 6-pack, I use my Apple iPad Pro 9.7 inch. It's an older iPad, but works very well with remote flight cockpit. Sometimes I also use a product called 4Flight, but for my Sims purposes, I really like having a 6-pack, and remote flight cockpit does a really good job. It's very easy to connect to the simulator, very easy to use as well. The pricing for both the iPad and remote flight cockpit isn't so bad because it is an older iPad and remote flight cockpit's around $20 to $30. They both work with Flight Simulator and also X-Plane, and as I said, the connection between the simulator and the application is flawless. It's very easy to use. Next up is the GNS 430 by Real Sim Gear. Probably my favorite part or component of my simulator. It's got every single functionality you could think of that is part of the Garmin 430 on an actual aircraft. For my IFR rating, this was probably the most useful purchase that I've made, and it saved me hundreds of dollars in flight training, because if I was to spend that much time button pushing in an aircraft, it's a lot more expensive versus just purchasing this for $475. It's got every single function that you can think of in a GNS 430. The only drawback I could think of for this product is not even related to the hardware. It's actually the GPS database on it. The database is outdated by default, the default database that they provide you with, but you can update the X-Plane GPS database using Navigraph, and we won't talk about how to do that in this video. I'll make another one to show you how that's done, or there are other videos out there that show you how it's done, but overall this is a 5-star product, and I would recommend any IFR pilot or even a VFR pilot to purchase this for your home sim. And another thing I do like about this product is the ability to add on top of it. So you could add GNS 530 or other flight sim components around it. So it's got a mount that you can purchase with it, and it has a lot of options to expand. Next up is my old Lenovo laptop, which is touchscreen, and paired with a free software called XHSI, it allows me to add a glass cockpit on the screen as part of my simulator. And as you can see, you can actually toggle through different views that you'd like to be shown on the screen, and you can rearrange these widgets with the instruments on it according to what you need. So what I've done is I've put my primary flight display and other visuals on the main screen, which is the laptop screen. And then what I've done is I ran an HDMI cable from this laptop, and on a mounted TV above my simulator, I've actually put on other screens that XHSI provides, such as the engine monitoring gauges, temperatures and pressures, also your flap position, your landing gear position, any master warnings, master cautions that might come up. You can switch between a jet and a prop aircraft on the engine side, and then also you can look at the bleed air, hydraulics, temperature and pressures, position of your landing gear, etc. So there are a lot of different options on this product, and it's shocking that XHSI provides it for free, but I hope they keep doing that because it's an amazing product. Let's talk a little about the monitors. I've got 3 monitors, Lenovo 21-inch monitors, and they do a fine job with the displays. They're all connected to my GPU using display ports, and the 3 monitors were essentially free. I could have picked them up for $50 each. My friend was actually advertising it for $50 each on Kijiji, and one day I was just over at his place and I told him I was building a home simulator, and having friends is a nice thing because he offered all 3 of them to me for free. So I came home, plugged them all in, and they've been part of my simulator since. And I'm just going to take this chance to let you guys know that the GPU that I have, the 2060, has 3 display ports that connect to the 3 monitors, and then I have an HDMI cable running to the Garmin 430. So 4 displays in total. The remaining devices that I have are all independent components, and they talk to the simulator via the same network, so IP addresses and ports, etc. Very easy to set up, and I'll start making videos for the individual units and the application running on them and how to connect it. So before I wrap up here, I just want to mention that the purpose of this video was to show off my simple simulator build, but it was also to show everyone that a lot of the components that you may have lying around the house, such as an old laptop or an old tablet, or a friend that has 3 monitors, just old monitors that he'll never be using, can become useful for your home simulator, and you can save a lot of money doing that. And there are a few components that you would want to buy, such as the iPad, and it's really useful to have your own Yoke and Throttle system. But given all that, having some components that you can just reuse from the past really helps save you some money. And the total cost of the simulator, for my build at least, is on the screen for your reference, and in the future I will be creating more videos to show how each component talks to the simulator. I'll be creating videos to also show future enhancements to my sim that I make. So there you go, my very own home flight simulator. Thanks for watching Flight Station. See you next time.